Hello, welcome back to school. So this is just going to be a quick little demo stroke, see what this thing can do. This recently just came in, and basically I will be using it to help me read some of these books, or some other books that I have in the library. But mainly like the music books like that I just have been wanting to read, and it's just really difficult to read, like with my own two eyes. So hopefully this will help speed up the process while I am working on my Braille skills. I could still be keeping up with my other academic-y type stuff with reading, music conducting, and things like that. So these are just a variety of just different books. Most of these are like music conducting and some piano, not too much piano, but like church ministry type stuff. This is some Latin books and then an arithmetic book that we're using. So, let's boot this thing up. I'm kind of playing around with it, so I kind of have an idea of what it does. I gotta find the power button. So it beeps. As it beeps, it increases in volume. Getting louder. Then it should be on now. There it goes.
Please place your document.
Okay, let's just start with this because it's the smallest one in the bunch in the sense of books. We're just randomly opening to pages, and you basically put it down.
First steps in number. Who has a story for 9 and 4? What number must be put with 9 to give 13? Then 4 subtracted from 13 will give what number? There were 13 swallows' nests in a sandbank, but the bank gave way and destroyed 4 nests. How many were left? RESPH. That a 10-cent piece and a 3-cent piece of money. I spent 4 cents. How many cents did I have then? If you have 2 5-cent pieces of money and a 3-cent piece, and spend the 3-cent piece and 1 more cent, how many cents will you have? 9 and what number are 13? What number subtracted 13? Please place your document.
So that's the thing I notice is I'm not able to pull the document out from under the reader. It looks like I can like flip it around and stuff, but if I were to take the document out, it would not read the file anymore. And from looking through the instructions, it looks like there's a remote thing or something that comes with it where you can actually save the image, and then you could take the document out and it will still read that page. But I don't know why I don't have that, but I don't have that. Okay, so let me see here. Let me do this book. Let's see here, we're at the start of a chapter. This book I picked up at a secondhand store. Okay, so let's see if we go like that.
Chapter. Plickant will take his potion seriously. One was selected day cause neck. Was the beast quadini realize his responsibility for the quality of perjavi apo
See, I don't even know what this
in the
is.
worship services and for his own growth and development. Please place your document.
I wouldn't know what it is unless I'm actually looking at it. It doesn't sound like English, that's for sure. So I don't know if it just didn't scan properly or what. Let me try that one again. I'm trying to make sure that it's straight.
Chapter responsibilities of the church pianist. The pianist who has been through an audition.
Okay, that actually sounds like normal text.
Who knows that he was selected because he was the best qualified applicant will take his position seriously. He will realize his responsibility for the quality of performance in the worship services and for his own growth and development. Please place your document.
So something like this, I would actually like to be following along as I hear it read. That way I can underline stuff, because I do like to mark in my books. But yeah. So that is a reading book, and it works. Music ministry conducting book, whatever. Let me see here. I've been doing it. I'm putting the pages in like this. Let me see if I put the page in like this, what that does.
Together by Curdy, Wilson, no. T2, Born Musical Ride Darst, no. CM 2147. HW, Gray Cody by Dickinson.
I think it reads it backwards.
No. C212, please place your document.
Yeah, it might be reading it backwards or something. So if I were to do, I don't know how to get.
Please place your document.
Like, if I were to do this page, how I would get this left side or the right side.
Please place your document.
Can I go like that? What does that do?
16, 18, 2. Tuesday Ministry or Music Let Us Break Bread Together by Curry, number 1589. C. Burchard Company Were You There? By Wilson, no. T2,
So
Born Music CX
sounds
God
like
Is My
it's reading
Shepherd by
this
Cloakey,
page.
number
Oops.
949. C. Burchard O God of Youth by Darst, no. CM 2147. H.W. Gray Company We Cry to Thee by Dickinson, no. S2 please place your document.
Nope, I moved it.
Please place your document.
Somewhere there's a way of like flipping through the text. But again, I think that's what that remote thing is for. So I guess I could do that. Now this book is nice because it's sparrow bound. You find. Oh, that'll be interesting if it reads this. Let's see what it does for that.
Please place your document.
Oops.
Offbeat cues, accents, and syncopation. Section 1 anticipatory beats starting on 2 and a sharp stroke on 3, the same as if there were an entrance or accent on 3, although with slightly more rebound after 3. Remember the forbidden hot stove beat, referred to in chapter VI, page 33? Here it may be used. Pretend that the bounce level was red hot when you touched it on 3, and bounce high with a snap as if such accents or entrances should be gentle.
I'm not sure where
Remember
it's
to modify
reading.
these actions so that they do not give an impression of roughness. Conduct the following. Allegro vivace, poco. Cues on the accented notes are conducted exactly the same as the above, only they would be directed at the proper section. Syncopations. These examples are partly to illustrate offbeat cues and accents, and partly an introduction to syncopation. It is universally agreed that in a syncopated passage the conductor should preserve the li end of text.
Okay, yeah. So I read that. It didn't read, obviously it's not going to read the musical examples, but
Please place your document.
even like this, it would be nice to be able to see the whole page. Kind of interesting because I'm more of a visual and auditory learner. So it's like I almost need to hear and see the page at the same time. So that's a conducting book. Let me see here. So again, here's another choral conducting book. So it seems, let me see here. If I go like this, and place that down.
Maintaining rapport. The conductor should study the music at rehearsal and know what he wants to accomplish. He should use the music as a reminder.
So it's reading
glancing at
the
it only
left
when
side of the
necessary.
page.
Thus, he is free to concentrate upon maintaining eye contact with the group whenever possible. The conductor should inject a bit of humor into the rehearsals. A good laugh can lessen group tension and contribute substantially to the rehearsal's outcome. Through bodily attitudes, the conductor should project his enthusiasm for the music to the group and endeavor to spur the singers towards greater musical accomplishments. Maintaining correct bodily attitudes. If tones are to be adequately supported, correct posture must be maintained while singing. Unless continually encouraged, singers are likely to fall into poor posture
I don't know how
habits.
to make
Since the
it go
length of many choral
faster.
selections will average about 3 minutes,
My
choir
music
members
desk is
should
in the
be
way.
expected to maintain 100% effort for this minimum length of time. Between selections, they should be instructed to stretch and relax. This same philosophy applies to those individuals who feel they must communicate with each other during the singing of a specific selection. The following rules should apply. No talking during actual rehearsal. Time between selections will be allotted for questions and communication regarding musical problems of concern to the group. Avoiding fatigue and vocal strain. It is highly desirable for the director to provide a short break at the midway point in the rehearsal period. This time
Pretty
may be
standard
effectively
stuff here.
utilized for special announcements, such as forthcoming concerts and musical events. Rehearsing a cappella. Too often singers become overly dependent upon the piano as a means of tonal and rhythmic support. As a result, they listen primarily to this instrument and not to the other vocal parts. Therefore, it is absolutely essential to rehearse some of the choral selections without accompaniment. Only in this way will the maximum degree of vocal independence, rhythmic security, and effective blend and balance be achieved. Rehearsal TE. Making corrections whenever necessary. Errors in phrasing, etc., should be corrected immediately. Come habitual. The conductor, however, should not be over-cree in his remarks or belittle the singers, since this may have a discording and detrimental effect upon the group. The director positive in his remarks, commenting about improvements made, as well as about the portions of the
I think
music
it's on the
that still
second
lack
page
improvement.
now.
Eliminating weaknesses in the singing. The conductor should concentrate on rehearsing the troublesome parts of a choral selection. Much time can be wasted by simply repeating the sections that singers already know. It is also advisable to rehearse periodically treble and male sections of the choir separately. This practice essential if minor discrepancies in rhythm and pitch are to be corrected, and if sectional tone quality and blend are to be improved. Explaining the repetition of selections. The conductor should avoid merely saying "let's sing it again." If singers are to improve, they must know what they are striving for. Therefore, he should tell them clearly what he wants in every repetition, avoiding lengthy explanations. The majority of individuals participate in choral to be please place your document.
Okay, so that kind of works out. So it reads like if you put the book flat, I'll zoom out like this. Hold on. So if you put the book on like this, it'll read one page, then the other. So that would work. Okay. That book actually might start because it's it's good. This is a university conducting book that we had to read through. I've got notes in here. Okay, this is only example. Okay, let's see what this says. Chapter 8. The fermata. Actually, I wonder. Let me go to a page that has marks on it and see what happens. If I can find a page that has marks. I wrote some stuff in the beginning. No. Hold on. I gotta get my other hand. I thought I made marks in this book. I know I underlined. Okay, so there's some underlining stuff. Okay, here's some writing. Chapter 2. That was when I really started taking marks. Okay, so let me put this under.
The conductor, jazzic time beating, orchestra, a band, or a chorus and beating time does not conductor. But bringing forth music, please place your document.
Okay, let me just try that again, because I don't know if I got the whole thing. I'm just gonna let it be.
The conductor, basic time beating, make one a conduct boy, but bringing forth great music from a group of singers make one a conduct boy, but bringing forth great music from a group of singers or players, inspiring them, training them to excel.
I don't
as
think it's gonna
musicians,
read my
sharing
notes.
the power of music 97 lie, that in Udinar is it to new haze? Or as gently said from the mundane to another realm. Yes, these are the attributes of conducting in a true mentariwi.
I have no idea.
Please place your document.
Let me try this again.
For chart the conductor, basic
Whoops.
time beating, standing in front of it. Please place your document.
I think I'm gonna do one page at a time here.
Chart the conductor, basic time beating, standing in front of an orchestra, a band, or a chorus in time to please place your document.
Yeah, it doesn't read handwritten notes. What? That's okay. I don't need it to read my handwritten notes. It'll be interesting. I don't want to mess with this. I don't know why it doesn't cover maybe some of the words, like the text underlining, because it's underlined it doesn't read. Let me try doing it like this.
Please place your document.
Jab my book in there.
Champ, the conductor, basic time beating, sauna in front of an orchestra, a band, or a chorus beating time to make one.
I don't know why this is not working. This book, if there's marks on it, it looks like it doesn't read it very well. This book should be relatively simple. It's a book on breathing. I don't know what the price of this thing is, but
please place your document.
Tells you all about breathing.
Eros. Choral music is sung poetry prayer. The text is significant, and the words are an essential part of the artistic whole. Therefore, polyhymnia, muse of choral singing, is displeased when her words can't be understood by the audience. She frowned. Please place your document.
So that one works. Yeah, this is another one I was having difficulty with. It's a big book, and if I try to put it under, let me see here. Try to find something that actually has text on it here. If I try to put it like this, I literally have to hold it here.
Spiritual and human qualities of the rehearsal. Title: A Ceremony of Carols. Marcus 81327. Ensemble: the Toronto Children's Chorus. Conductor: Jean Ashworth Barton. Vowel shaped, tall, narrow comments.
Like that, but
all conductors of children's
it could fall
choirs
off the
should
desk.
use this recording bench. Please place your document.
Let me try to find one with actual text on it. Okay, here's something with text. Let me see if I put this like that.
If the most important gift's a rehearsal space, you should be aware and sensitive to the at the moment. Rehearsal rooms that are filled with the rehearsal. Please place your document.
This book, I think, would be a little wonky. Okay, try that.
Spiritual and human qualities of the rehearsal. Reading the room. Reading the room is one of the most important gifts a conductor can. When you walk into a rehearsal space, you should be aware and sensitive amount of energy in the room at the moment. Rehearsal rooms that are filled, energetic singers demand one approach to rehearsal. In rooms that are filled, singers who are relatively quiet demand another type of rehearsal. Generally, it is wise to adopt the opposite energy as the choir. Energetic require more contemplative conductors, while quiet ensembles at times an energy transfusion that causes them to be more alive in rehearsal. So please place your document.
So I guess that one could work like that. Do a page at a time. That book works, kind of. This is a book, I'd like to go through these essays. There's some essays in the front of this book I'd like to read through. But this book, the text is really small. So let me just throw this on and see what it does. Do it like that.
Gwen, the only occasion when guessing might be Lily. Made, the passage end. In the examination paper. Please place your document. Gwen's Latin. The only occasion when guessing might be legitimate is a formal examination. Once the stage has been reached at, if a guess is not made, the passage will be left blank on the examination paper. In translating
Not
from
sure
Latin,
what this is.
possibly more than in any other academic subject, close attention to every tiny detail is indispensable. You must analyze closely in order to understand. To help you do this, you are about to be shown how to locate the most important essentials of a sentence: the subject, the verb, and the object or complement, if any. B. Once those are found, how to fit in adjectives, adverbs, prepositional phrases, and C. How to now please place your document.
So it seems to read that. I don't know how it's going to read on the Latin sections, but it reads the English okay. This is the book I currently use online in the online screen reader. Kind of as a pain in the derriere. Let's see here. Let's actually go through the chapter that we're going to go through together. It's chapter 9. I think we're on chapter 4. Although we may not get to that. I don't know. I'm having a difficult time with the quid stuff. Okay, so plop that under.
Nominativus, imperative. The verbal stem conjugations 1D stems. Walk 2.
Okay,
At least place your
something's not
document.
right because it's not. Oh, it's reading all the side stuff. Okay. Okay, let's just let it read the side stuff.
Nominativus. The verbal stem 1D stems. Voc. Imperative indicate. Pronoun nom is ACCU. Servicius abest. Saculug and saclug. Possessive adjectives. Chapter 4. We now leave the children for a while and turn to the grown-ups. A worried look on Julius's face. It turns out that a sum of money is missing. Who is the thief? The problem is not solved until the end of the chapter, of course, and by then the culprit has already decamped. Later, in Cap 6 and 8, you will find out where he is hiding and what he does with the money. But right now you must set to work to discover who is the thief. In addressing at man in Latin, a nominative in us is replaced by a special form, the vocative, Latin vocativus, from voca, ending in E. Metis calls Javas crying. Dave, 1:25, and please place your document.
Yeah. So something like this, again, I'd like to be following along, especially if it's messing up on the Latin stuff. I don't know what it's going to do with this, but this is primarily the main book we're using in Latin right now. Yeah, technically I'm supposed to be reading it on my own as we go through these chapters, but just to see.
Cap. Sev. 1. Recurrus atavirus. Pad dorsi. Erugerant. Scripserdmus fordor miserum. Ramus. Erotomerit laerant. Exempla. 1 recitavgerat. 2 purulerit.
I
3
think it's
scripserit.
reading the
4
side margin
dormivorit.
again.
Harry magister porum laudavit. Quia bonus discipulus fu 139 rat. Beni recitavarit a scripserit. Magister 6 purulerit. Necon ligormiverit. Bonus discipulus mal. Harry magister am laudavit. Quia bonus discipulus furum. Beni recitaverum a scripserim. Magistro pururum. Necon ligormiverum. Ati verberavit 135 magister. Quia malus discipulus furens. Ial recitaverds a scripserds. In hide dormiverds. Nec mat
Yeah.
3 minus 3 perurds. Harry magister purgs laudavit. Quia t. Plus. Discipuli furent. Beni recitaverent a scripserent. Adjeci. Please place your document.
It doesn't do a very good job at reading Latin, and I don't think it's going to do a good job at reading any other language if it's not English. So for the most part, it works. I don't know where the thing is. Oh, I don't have the thing out. Darn it. There's a remote thing where you could save the image and then it'll like read it. And I don't know. It's just there's some other features that I cannot access on here without having this remote. So I don't know. I think you could change the voice tone, which I would like to do that because this voice is pretty annoying. And I think you can speed up the reading or slow it down or adjust it by like tracking or finding different sections like a paragraph or a sentence. And I think there's some other stuff that the remote does that this thing doesn't do. This is just basically like your volume, your pause and stop button. That's about all that's on here. I don't know what else is on here, but those are basically the features that I see right now. But for now, with just, you know, general reading stuff, if I don't need to like mark anything in the book, it could work. But ideally, I would like to be able to be following along as it's reading. That way I have a visual input of what I'm going through here. But yeah, it would, in general, it would pretty much work for, you know, especially like the music books. I'd have to check and make sure that there's not too much underlining, like this conducting book, but all these other ones I don't think are marked up too bad, so this should work okay. But I just need to be able to underline and mark as I'm hearing the text read, and currently I can't do that. So that is basically a rundown of the Lyric. Please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget, ring the notification bell for all notifications.